Meanwhile, people from other classes were also getting their presentations ready at school. Since there wasn't much time left, they were trying to finish up. Compared to them, our class was just starting. I wondered if we were going to make it. I wonder if we should skip this scene since it's non-Coco related. Actually, just go to skip mode because it's a choice, isn't it? Whoa, no, god damn it, I was wrong! See you! Sorry about the off-screening. I thought there would be like a choice that would interfere there so that it'll pause it, but no. Coco started to say something. I stopped. As I was lured by Coco's smile, I head to the music room with her. Nanako pounced on me when I opened the door. I smelled the fresh scent of her shampoo. What a passionate welcome. She loves physical contact, that's for sure. Coco took Nanaka's hands off of me and separated us. Well, I wasn't at a loss. Actually, I was happy. Also, Nanaka, I still remember that thing, so you'd know that. I was scared of Coco's glance, so I put on a fake smile and went into the music room. Wataru was on the drums and Coco was on bass. Naka was the vocalist. You know, whenever I play bass, which is kind of uncommon, but sometimes I'll just be like, oh screw it, play bass. It has a kind of appeal to it, it's just like boom, 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 boom. Like playing along to a tab where it's just like, I think the last one I did for that was actually Promise Reprise from Silent Hill 2, quite a random tab to play along to. It's just like, it's nice to just play something just like on the bass, because on the guitar it's like it's just like all over the fretboard. But with bass it's pretty simple, but can also be quite a stretch on the fretboard because of how long the fretboard actually is on a bass guitar. So it'll just be like 5th fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, and then suddenly 10th fret, and just like so awkward to make that switch to the 10th fret because it's further down than on an electric guitar. Even though it's the same amount of frets, there's a bit more space between each fret, so it's just like, whoa. But anyway, I'm off subject. Nanaka was the vocalist. Oh, isn't there a guitarist? Yeah. Well, Yoshiki nowadays assumes the guitar has been driven out of a lot of music and seems to be replaced by bass and drums anyway, really. Though I do prefer a guitar. Hey, what is? Did he have an ego problem? Oh my. Wataru must truly love music. I didn't expect to hear something like that from him. I wish Tsunami had been here to hear that. But aren't there any other guitarists in the Light Music Club? I see. Is the fact that you're missing a guitar player the reason why you aren't playing at the party?
そういうことなんだけど、もういいんだよ。時間もないしさ。俺たちは適当に合わせてるだけだから。なあ。
でも、リズムパートばっかりじゃ、ねえ。
But if there isn't a guitarist, I'd at least need a keyboard player. I can cover both! Well, to an extent, if I were to learn a song on guitar, it would take less time than it would be for the keyboard. Oh, it depends, really. I mean, it's a piano piece. Usually takes ages, and like, I remember learned to Zanarkand years ago on my keyboard. It took like 4 months to get it down, and since I don't practice it much at all, I can only remember to play the bit that's like do 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 do, like left hand and right hand perfectly. I can still do that. At least that's like ingrained into my memory to the point where I don't have to think about the notes at all. It just comes naturally.
隊長、ギタリスト発見しました。
Nanako pointed at me as she smiled. え？
お前ギター弾けるの？
本当？
little.
おお、マジかよ。なんでもっと早く言わないんだよ、水くせえ。
Didn't I tell you?
聞いてねえよ。あ、月島。
ちょっと待ってて。
Kyoko hurried over to the next room. The next room was a storage room for the brass club
よしゆき、
band.
これ。
Kyoko brought out an electric guitar, along with a shielded cable and a small amplifier. You know, I think I made this joke before, but if it was me, I'd be like, you got a left-handed guitar? Shit. Huh? Are you serious? I'm not even left-handed, it's just because my left hand, I've mentioned before, missing finger on it, and one of my fingers is bent forward a little bit, because I had to have an operation on it when I can't even remember how old I was, but I was very, very young, to the point where I can't remember, and I'm glad that I can't remember it, because whenever I mentioned about my finger back then, just like, don't, it sounds painful.
ちょっと弾いてみてくれよ。
So I had to play left-handed.
私も聞きたいな。
I plugged the cable into the guitar and the amp, and then turned the power on. Suddenly, the high-pitched sound of an electric guitar jumped out from the amplifier. I hate that sound, man. It's just like, zzz. Like if I have my laptop plugged into the same socket as the amp, it sounds like a damn fax machine. It's ridiculous. You gotta be playing the guitar all the time, otherwise it's just like, zzz. Add tone to it. Zzz. Then when you unplug it, the sound kind of just like, okay, I'll quiet down then.
ビッグ、私のしかないんだけど。
Sure, thanks. Picks. Ha! Who needs them when you have a freaking hand like mine? The one benefit of the finger being a bit bent forward is it like could be in a permanent picking kind of position, just like makes it much easier. It's like down, 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 down. Or I just like strum like a madman, just like down, 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 down. You can't actually see my hand or anything right now, so you don't know what kind of thing I'm demonstrating, but it's just like kind of, I don't really know how to describe it. Off subject as usual. It was for a bass, but that wasn't a problem. I literally use a pick so little that I don't even know the difference, honestly. I just use my fingers. I just like, why do I always end up doing this? But actually I use my thumb a bit as well, so I could be like, have my thumb going like, well actually not for that kind of thing usually. I kind of like mix it up a bit, but usually it's in that kind of picking position, only it's just my fingers. Or I just like kind of strum with all of them and just be like, but anyway, again, off subject, anytime music's brought up, every time. I lightly pluck the strings. This is completely out of tune.
前のギターの子がね、そういうの苦手で。
Neither am I, but I'm getting somewhere. I tried tuning my guitar without the tuner a while back, and I was able to get it in tune, but it kept going out of tune much easier. It's like, god damn it, I can't get it right.
月島が逐一チューニングしてやってたんだよね。
You've gotta be kidding. Did he really like playing the guitar? It was a mystery. Well, you know, a lot of people love playing guitar and crap when it comes to tuning. It's like some people are like, oh, screw the tuning crap, I just want to play the guitar, man. That's just the tedious work that comes with it. It's like, oh, I gotta tune it again. Oh, god damn it, this thing. Then you got like other instruments, it's like, I wouldn't know how to tune, say, a violin, a harp. It's like you got like all these different instruments that involve strings and tuning. It's just like, tuning for those must be a pain in the ass, and bass guitar is the worst, man. Anytime I tune that thing, I just like, I have it face away. The same with the guitar, but especially the bass, just like, if this thing snaps, it's not gonna be pleasant. Oh, thanks, I can pretty much tell. I think this might need a new set of strings. Nanako cuddled up to me for a peek. What's so interesting? Well, it's okay as long as she's having fun. When I was done tuning the guitar, I started to play. Something like this. Huh? What are we playing?
そうだよ。譜面も何も渡してないのに急に合わせるなんて無茶だよ。
そっか、そうだよな。悪い、ついつい興奮して。
でも音欲しいよ。
But Tara and the others were dying to play together. But all that music. When I saw the pile of music Coco had, I became speechless. How much music could it possibly be? How many songs were they planned to play? And what kind of way is it like? Is it like tab? Or is it just like, I don't know, man. If it's like sheet music, no, with the notes and all that, it just confused the crap out of me. I mean, I know the notes on the guitar now because I've actually been taught it, so I know, like, someone's like, okay, play an A note. It's like 5th fret E string. There's an A note. And like the other strings, usually just like it comes naturally, but if I were to say them all positions, just like I wouldn't be able to. I'd have to actually play it. It'd take more than a day to read through everything. Oh well. Alright then, I'll just try and pick up a matching tune. Yeah, I'll pick up the chords from Nanaka's melody line on the bass. Wait, actually that's what I did with that sleeping priestess thing, isn't it? I'd found the chords going from the vocals, I was like, matched the melody. But there wasn't much instruments to it, so I just now that they mention that, now I realize that's pretty much what I did. I found chords to match the melody. Oh, the things you never really realize until a random point in time. He was impressed. I never knew teaching myself guitar and having fun with it was my hobby, as my hobby would become useful. I guess you never know what'll happen in life. You could have some really random kind of skills that seem absolutely useless, and then suddenly become incredibly useful. You never know. Coco and Nanako both smiled when they heard I joining.
じゃあ、いくよ。1, 2, 3, 4. Using just 2 chords back and forth are free. I'm gonna freaking try this. No, it's definitely not an F, but I think it's got the A in there. Yeah, A and C by the sounds of it.
I'm surprised how much of like kind of progress with guitar. I've been playing for quite a number of years, but only now it seems I'm really starting to like get better at learning by ear and, you know, knowing like the notes on the fretboard, knowing different types of modes and scales, like how did it go again? I think my guitar might be out of tune as well. But who cares? I'm getting off subject here. Well, it's not really off subject, it's more of just getting completely distracted. As soon as we were done, Anaka spoke with sparkly eyes.
やっぱりギターが入ると全然違うね。そうだね。曲らしく聞こえるよ。
ああ、本当にバンドやってるって感じだ。
Was it really just an A and C though? That's just like... Usually people just like, oh man, why do the songs always have these same 3 chords? But that was just 2 chords. But it's amazing how you can do that. With me, whenever I write music, I just like the first song I ever wrote, like had maybe 11 different chords. And I wasn't even intended it that way. I just would like, I'd have the lyrics play in my mind how I'd sing it. Because I wouldn't sing out loud, I'd sing it in my mind and match the melody with the guitar and just like end up playing chords that I don't even know the names of. Like this one chord was I can't even remember where it was, but it had a D in the bass, so it's kind of like, it's one of those chords that's kind of a mix of 2 different notes. It's just, well, I've confused myself. It's just kind of weird how I end up doing things like that. Like 9th chords and things like that, or add 13 chords and things like that, and just like, once I actually know the names of them, I'm just like, if I wrote it down like that, I'd have no idea what I was supposed to play. Each of them was excited. I was glad. I guess teaching myself became useful.
すげえぜ、ヨシユキ。
To express his emotion, Wataru put me in a headlock. Ouch, dumbass, stop that!
常々思ってたんだよ。お前は何かやってくれる男だって。
What are you talking about?
もう一回合わせてみない？
Everyone agreed with Naka's idea. I was happy that I was able to play the guitar with them too. Lucky bastard. I want to be able to do that! Closest I've ever got to like performing in the group was when my brother was on the drums when we had a drum kit, this playing guitar over it. And well, I suppose I did have like kind of guitar lessons a couple of years back. That was a kind of group thing, so there was a bit to that. I quite like that, like having another guitars back you up with that and just like soloing over their kind of rhythm section. I like doing that, it's nice. All I got is the backing tracks, since I always played alone in my dark room. It was nice to know that someone was actually listening to me. It was encouraging. I bet that's why everyone forms a band and performs. After that, we played through 2 or 3 more songs and then wrapped up.
じゃあ、俺今から大道具の連中と待ち合わせだから。
I guess then we're going to talk about the timber. Wataru waved at us vigorously and left. Why am I talking in an accent? Do 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 do.
ここのクラスって何するの？
You know what? I still have that freaking goddamn habit of sitting with legs crossed. It freaking hurts. Well, I didn't read that. Coco lived in my neighborhood, and apparently Nanaka lived in this direction too.
人形劇。
Coco has it rough too. She's the heroine as well as being in charge of the music.
そうなんだよ。ああ、音楽何も思い浮かばない。
Just improvise. That's what I do. Seriously, it's like I've got no way of writing down music for the keyboard and all that. It's just when it comes to guitar, I can tab it out, but you can't really do that with the piano. So like, because I can't read sheet music, so I can't write it down as sheet music. I remember writing it down in a confusing way once before, which made sense to me at the time, but now it just seems like some alien confusing language. it's just... If I like made it into a MIDI file, then fair enough, because then I'd be able to see the notes in Symphosia. That's literally the way I go about that, but I am rambling.
音楽って
Music like background music during the show.
へえ、面白そう。
Nanaka smiled as if it had nothing to do with her. Actually, it did have nothing to do with her.
なんか何かいいやないかな。サンタクロースのお話でね。
Well, it's gotta have a Christmassy feel to it then, doesn't it? Coco started talking to Nanaka about the music. Nanaka seemed to be having fun, but she was listening to Coco seriously. I joined in here and there to help her explain the story.
大体わかった。大変でしょ。そうだね。僕はヒロインもやんなくちゃいけないもんね。相手役は
Me. Nanaka started to grin. She looked back and forth between me and Coco and then laughed knowingly.
何なんでもない。じゃあさ、明日の午前中に一緒にやらない？音楽手伝ってあげる。本当？
Coco smiled at the thought of getting a reliable helper. Good for you, Coco.
私頑張るよ。
Coco and Nanaka both flashed me these signs. Seriously, if I was put in charge of music though, I'd just improvise. That's pretty much... I mean, like, I keep referring back to it, but that New Year's video that I did, like the one guitar solo that I did, where it's like at the Final Fantasy VIII trippy section bit, where I was like, I've got a solo over that because it reminds me of Comfortably Numb, so I literally just wrote a solo down like within 10 minutes. I was just like, okay, just come up with a solo quickly before I go to sleep, and that was that. That was the only thing I'd actually wrote down. Everything else was just like various different bits of improv, really. That I just like, I'd come up with a nice kind of melody as I'd go through retrying, re-recording and things like that. I'd find a melody and stick with it. And I always have a habit of playing that same melody every year for it. I've always got mixed in that bit. It's like do 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 do. Always gotta add that in, you know. But whatever, it's so quiet.
そうだね。
Apart from my rambling, it's pretty chill. Sakura-san and I were eating dinner alone. But then Yumi didn't show up today. It was only a few times a month that they didn't come over. They lived at the Asakura house, and this was suddenly a point in time where I realized this has nothing to do with Coco, so we usually skip these type of scenes. Sunday. I woke up feeling nice. I saw the bright winter sun. Bright winter sun, that's... Well, I suppose the sun can be bright in winter. It's the most misleading image, isn't it? Just like you look outside, oh, the sun is out, it's all beautiful. You step outside, oh, it's fucking freezing. Coming into my room from between the curtains. What a nice way to wake up. The natural way. The clock said it was after 9 AM. I shouldn't waste precious my Sunday by sleeping, but that's how Sunday usually is though, isn't it? Well, it usually is for me anyway. I slept through Sunday. I literally did. I slept through Sunday. It was like, woke up, was like, fuck it. Back to sleep. Slept through pretty much the majority of the day. I guess I'll get up. I got up and rolled out of bed, then hit the table. Growl. You know, just like you have that, and I feel like my stomach was about to growl as well. I'm quite hungry, actually. And I smelled something every my stomach growl like Pavlov's dog. Well, I came to the living room, Yami was watching TV, and this has nothing to do with Coco, so we skip.
Hi, どうぞ。
Halt! Well, didn't even need to do that. Okie dokie. Why am I here at school on my day off? Without even thinking about it, my feet brought me to Kasami Academy. Well, to be honest, I was a little concerned about the puppet show. I felt restless because we didn't have much time left. I decided to help out if someone was working in the classroom.